The Producer Responsibility Organization, or PRO, is the heart piece of most EPR schemes. Producers create the PRO to fulfill the responsibilities as mandated by the legal framework in a coordinated manner. But what does the PRO actually do? First and foremost, the PRO is responsible for the operation of the EPR system. It sets and collects the EPR fees from all obliged producers. It uses these fees to cover its administrative costs, contract and pay waste management service providers for the collection, sorting, recycling of packaging waste, as well as any other duties assigned by the legal framework. These may include littering prevention, education, information, and research and development. It is thus responsible for ensuring financial sustainability and a level playing field within the EPR system. The PRO also plays a key role in ensuring transparency and monitoring of the EPR system. Its centrality in the system means it is the core agency to document all operations of the EPR system, including its own administrative work, producers, and the provision of waste management services. Owing to its connecting role between stakeholders in the value chain, the PRO has the responsibility of enabling communication and coordination between them. It is required to inform and educate citizens about the importance of an environmentally sound waste management system, including on issues like separate collections. It can also support the coordination between producers, recyclers, and packaging manufacturers. It communicates design requirements and funds research and development to reduce packaging material usage and increase recyclability. Similarly, it can advise government authorities in policy formulation and act as a platform for private and government actors to discuss the implementation of the EPR scheme. It should also set up accessible and fair complaint mechanisms for consumers and producers, especially SMEs and informal workers. Thus, it can ensure social inclusivity of the EPR scheme. The responsibilities of the PRO are defined in the legal framework. These include targets for collection and recycling, requirements for recyclability and fee modulation, as well as awareness-raising measures against littering or the integration of informal actors. These are all issues we turn to in more detail in the following modules. A PRO can be set up in various ways. While there is no one-size-fits-all solution, WWF recommends initially setting up one single industry-led nonprofit PRO. This setup has proven highly beneficial in the initial phase of setting up EPR schemes from scratch. In this course, we will therefore highlight the characteristics and benefits of this setup. However, we highly recommend reading the detailed comparison of PRO setups in Fact Sheet 2 of the EPR Toolbox in the mandatory material. Let's go through these characteristics. First, the PRO should be industry-led and not a state agency. Industry-led PROs must allocate funds exclusively for waste management purposes. Thus, they don't face the risk of misappropriating funds, which may appear in state-led model, as government agencies must prioritize between manifold tasks. As the contributing companies have a strong interest in lowering the management costs of the PRO and eliminating free riders, this can ensure efficient operations and avoid corruption. The PRO must fulfill its responsibilities under EPR regulations. This leaves both steering and enforcement power with the state. A government agency should also act as external supervisor, enhancing transparency and accountability of the PRO. In a state-led model, such independent external monitoring is difficult to implement. At least in the beginning, there should be one single nonprofit PRO. A system with one single PRO is easier to set up and monitor, making free riding and non-compliance with EPR regulations less likely than with several competing PROs. As this industry-led PRO has no profit motive, it can provide higher transparency over its operations and adjust prices according to its operational costs. Finally, the PRO should cover all packaging materials included in the EPR scheme. This enables companies to register at one single PRO and avoids the duplication of services, such as collection or awareness raising and education. It makes the balancing of fees between different materials easier to avoid unintended substitution effects between packaging materials. It also enables the PRO to cross-subsidize between different materials in the case of external price shocks. If the market price of one material drops, the PRO still earns money through other materials. This makes it more resilient. We have now looked at the tasks and structure of the PRO, but who is actually part of it? Producers play the key role in the PRO as they are responsible for its operation and pay for its setup. However, the PRO should involve all relevant stakeholders, both up and down the value chain, to ensure communication between them. This includes raw material suppliers, packaging producers, retailers, waste management and recycling operators. Many PROs also include government authorities, NGOs, and academics as advisors and affiliate members to provide expertise and enable cooperation. PROs are ultimately independent organizations with their own decision-making structure. Members' rights and responsibilities inside the PRO should be clearly defined in the legal framework. This can include roles in the supervision and management of the PRO. I hope you enjoyed this module. The expert voices will help you dive deeper into the topic, and see you in the next video.